Welcome to the Building Self Love series. Today, I want to talk about something that we all deal with from time to time: negative self talk. You know, those moments when we let doubt or criticism take over. But here's the good news: we don't have to let those thoughts control us. We can actually train ourselves to shift those limiting beliefs into positive, encouraging ones. Let me ask you this: have you ever caught yourself saying things to yourself that you would never say to a friend? Maybe something like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never be able to do that. If you've ever experienced this, you're not alone. Negative self talk is something so many of us deal with, often without realizing just how much it holds us back. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman named Sarah. On the surface, Sarah had a lot going for her: a stable job, supportive friends, and a bright future. But despite all of this, Sarah felt stuck. She had a constant voice in her head that told her she wasn't smart enough, pretty enough, or successful enough. Each time she made a mistake, she would criticize herself harshly. How could you be so stupid? Or you'll never get it right. No matter how hard she worked or how much she achieved, it was never enough to quiet that inner critic. Over time, her confidence faded and she started pulling back from opportunities, afraid of failure, afraid of proving that voice in her head right. Sarah didn't realize that this negative self talk was the real thing holding her back, not the world around her. Then, one day, she attended a personal development seminar. The speaker talked about how the way we speak to ourselves shapes our lives. He said, "What you tell yourself every day matters more than anything anyone else tells you." This resonated deeply with Sarah, and she decided to try something new. She made a commitment to change her inner dialogue. Whenever a negative thought would pop up, Sarah would stop herself and replace it with something positive. Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," she started saying, "I am worthy of success." Instead of, "I always mess up," she told herself, "I am learning and growing." It didn't happen overnight, but over time, Sarah noticed a shift. Her confidence started to return and she began going after her goals again, this time without the fear and self doubt that had held her back for so long. By transforming the way she spoke to herself, Sarah was able to transform her entire life. So, why am I sharing this with you? Because just like Sarah, we all have the ability to rewrite our inner dialogue. Releasing negative self talk is the key to unlocking self love. It allows us to stop tearing ourselves down and start building ourselves up. Today, we're going to work on just that, and I want you to take a moment to think about the things you say to yourself on a daily basis. Are they uplifting? Are they kind? Or are they filled with criticism and doubt? If you find that negative self talk has been taking control, don't worry. You have the power to change that. All right, so as you go about your day, I want you to be mindful of any negative thoughts that come up. These might sound like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never figure this out." When you catch yourself thinking this way, I want you to pause. Just take a breath, recognize the thought, and then here's the key: replace it with something positive. For example, instead of "I'm not good enough," tell yourself, "I am capable and worthy of success." It's a simple shift, but it's powerful. It's about creating a kinder, more supportive conversation with yourself. Here's an affirmation that can help. I release all thoughts that do not serve my well being. This is something you can repeat to yourself anytime those negative thoughts creep in. Let's walk through a few examples together. Instead of saying, I always make mistakes, try, I am constantly learning and growing. Or if you're thinking, I'm too far behind to start now, flip it to, every step I take is progress toward my goals. These small changes, they add up. Trust me. One verse that really ties into this practice for me is from Psalm 19:14. It says, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer." I love this verse because it reminds me to be intentional with my thoughts and words, keeping them aligned with peace and love. Now, I want to guide you through a super simple meditation you can do anytime. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. As you breathe in, imagine letting go of all the negativity weighing you down. And as you exhale, feel your mind and heart filling with love, confidence, and acceptance. While you do this, repeat this affirmation: I release all thoughts that do not serve my well being. Just 5 minutes of this practice can completely shift your mindset. Now, let's get a bit deeper with some reflection questions. Grab a journal or just think about this. What are the most common negative thoughts you have about yourself? How do these thoughts affect your self esteem, your actions, or even your relationships? And most importantly, how can you reframe each negative thought into something positive, something that lifts you up? This practice of reflection helps you catch those patterns and change them for the better. Here's what I want you to remember: letting go of negative self talk is an act of kindness toward yourself. Every time you catch a critical thought and replace it with something compassionate, you're taking another step toward self love. And don't forget, you have the power to create a mindset that helps you grow and heal. Let's close out with a quick prayer. Dear Lord, I ask for your guidance as I let go of the negative thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve me. Help me to see myself the way you see me: worthy, loved, and capable. Whenever I fall into self criticism, remind me to speak words of love and encouragement to myself. May my thoughts align with your truth, and may my heart always be filled with grace. Amen. As we wrap up today's session, I want you to remember this: the way you speak to yourself shapes your reality. Just like Sarah, you have the power to shift your inner dialogue and replace negative self talk with self love and encouragement. Building self love is a journey, but it starts with small steps like catching those negative thoughts and choosing to speak to yourself with kindness. Each time you make that choice, you're strengthening your relationship with yourself and stepping into a more empowered, confident version of who you are. Your affirmation for today: I choose love over criticism, and I am worthy of all the good things that come my way. Take that with you as you go through your day. When those negative thoughts pop up, stop, breathe, and remind yourself that you deserve better, because you do. Thank you for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. We're on this journey of self love together, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, continue to speak to yourself with love, and I'll see you in the next video.